Active, so you'll have to find a partner at some point. I would actually prefer that it's somebody you don't know. This is going to be a sharing event, okay? And it's not things that you're normally comfortable sharing. As a matter of fact, these are going to be things that you don't typically share with people out of fear of rejection or that it'll make you unloved, okay? So I'm going to talk to you a little bit. I'll just explain what shadow work is and why I like it. Okay, so when you meet somebody and you think that they're authentic or real, part of what you like or you think is real and authentic about them, for the most part, a lot of people that I've asked are people that are not afraid to own up to the things that might not be palatable about them, or the many facets of human nature. So we have brightness and light and generosity and selflessness inside of us. And we also have selfishness and greed and jealousy. They live inside of us. They are a part of us. And if you don't address them, if you don't become aware of them, they can rule your life behind the scenes. Because a lot of us we prefer to squash it. Because at some point while we were growing up, we showed that to another person and they rejected us. They were like, this is not okay. You are not lovable for this reason. I will not accept this. I am not comfortable with this. And for whatever reason that may be, it may be because they were taught to also squash that part of themselves. And I'm not saying that you should let this lead your life. But the less aware of it and how it does affect your life you are, the more you'll fall victim and prey to it. So shadow work is a way of, instead of waiting for your shadow or your darker aspects to rule your life, you confront them head on. You ask yourself intentional questions to get to the bottom of things that you're ashamed of, or ways that you've been rejected, or ways that you conform. And hide. So I want you guys to find somebody so this is how it's going to work. Find somebody you don't know. They're going to be your partner. You got 5 questions and you get to choose them, all right? You don't have to answer the same question as your partner. You're going to have 1 minute to think about your answer. You'll have 1 minute to share. You'll share your question. You'll share what your answer is. The other person does not interrupt you during this time, okay? Then the other person will share their question and their answer. They have a minute. Do not interrupt them during this time. And then the final minute, you get 4 minutes per question. It is fast, but yeah, we're on a time limit today. You get 1 minute to just share and chat a little bit about what you've discovered and kind of collaborate. Collaborate about your shadow. And don't be ashamed, because that's what we're not. I mean, you can be ashamed. If you want to be ashamed, feel free to be ashamed. You're allowed. You're actually allowed to do whatever you want right now. You don't even have to share. I just encourage you to do it because, honestly, it's really helped me embrace all of me. And it's, I think if any of you have been in a relationship ever and you're afraid to be seen, which I think lasts for a long time, right? It takes everybody probably a couple of months to fully be seen. I don't know if that's everybody here, because I will say that if you're already here, you're probably a little bit more comfortable with yourself and maybe being open to things. But I think a lot of people are afraid to be seen. So, all right, find your person.
Tina, there was a question.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So you have a timer, or you just...
Yeah, I am going to set a timer.
Okay.
I will be a gentle timer.
And I'm a little confused about the timing. We're doing 4 questions?
Yeah, so you choose.
And each one is 1 minute?
Well, no, you get 4 minutes, but you'll get... Okay, yeah. So once you find your partner, pick a question that you want to answer. Okay, and I'll tell you when I'm about to start. I'll start you've got 1 minute to think about your question and your answer. And then you'll have 2 minutes to share with your partner. Okay, but one of those minutes is just for you. So decide with your partner who's going to be going first and who's going to be going second. And you can switch it up if you want, or you could just make it the same for the entire 4 questions, okay? So the first minute, you're thinking about your answer to the question. And you get to choose from this list. And I'll read them out. So as soon as you find your partner, I'll read them out and you can kind of look over this list. And then I'll start the timer for you to think about your answer to the question. And then whoever gets to go first, at the end of that minute, they have a minute to talk to you and express their answer without interruption. Okay, so the other person is just listening. Then it's your turn to just talk and the other person listens for a whole minute. And then the final minute is to talk together about whatever you've discovered about yourself or whatever you'd like to discuss or how your answers relate to one another or
And then we do it again for another one?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
we'll do
So
that process 4
so I'll
times.
read all the questions out loud and you can kind of, the first one, whichever one resonates with you, pick that one. And then maybe peruse the list in general. So this is pretty small. I should have probably done printouts because it would have been easier for everybody to just look at. But I'll say the questions out loud once everybody's found their partner, and hopefully you'll be able to keep the ones that resonate with you in your head.
Are we supposed to be answering the same question?
You don't have to.
Okay.
So I think that sometimes with these questions, some of them will be more important for you. And I think you should be able to go with that. Yeah. Some of these I don't have quick answers for. And some of them I'm just oh, I do have an answer for that question. It does resonate with me. I'm ready to share. And, but yeah, some of them I think take a little bit more time to introspect. But if you want, I can share these with everybody, and then you can answer them on your time. I usually journal these or have intimate groups or discussions about these questions, on my own time, so that I have more time to reflect. But this is just an introduction, so that you have an idea of what it's like to confront these shadows.